So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the foot control. So I'm going to start by going create NURBS circle, and here it is. I need to make sure that I bring it down towards the foot. And from here, I'm going to switch to control vertex, just like vertex mode on anything else, and I'm just going to go ahead and move this into the sort of the shape of a foot. Doesn't need to be perfect, but easy to select, and it always helps if it looks a little more friendly to animate with when it actually resembles the shape of something. So I'm cool with that. There's my left foot CTRL. So now we're using the extension CTRL instead of J and T. Modify, freeze transformations, and from here, a quick way to duplicate this, and let's do an edit, delete all by type history. One of the things we want to do here is make sure you have this all zeroed out, but in order to mirror this as well, which I'm not going to do just yet, I want to add a bunch of controls so I don't have to do it twice. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adding attributes to this, and I'm going to go to modify, and I'm going to do add attribute, and I'm going to put this in camelback. So foot, and the first one I'm going to put is displayable, and minimum 0, maximum 0 for my foot, and I'm going to click add. Now I'm going to do ball raise. Here, ball raise, minimum 0, and this will be keyable. Click add. Heel raise, keyable float vector, minimum 0, add. And if you notice how it's displaying over here, I'm writing it in camelback in the long name because this is an actual scripting style. So the first word is all lowercase, and then only the very next, the first letter of the next word gets capitalized. So in this case, heel, all lowercase, and then pivot has a capital P. And this does not need a maximum or minimum. And bank, this is going to neither need a maximum or minimum at the moment. I'll probably add that later. Now I'm going to do toe. This one is going to be displayable. Minimum 0, maximum 0, add. And now I'm going to do toe raise, add, minimum 0, maximum left open, and toe pivot. Neither maximum or minimum on this one, and add and close. So now when I take a look at this, I can see that I've got all my extra controllers right here. So this is going to control our feet controls. So now what I shall do next, left foot control, is another thing I need to do, and this is really particular and very, very important, but we have to start creating some IK controllers. So in order to do that, we're going to go skeleton, and we're going to create IK handle, hit the settings box, make sure it's a rotate plane solver, and make sure you have sticky on. So make sure your settings look just like this. And now we're actually going to start clicking here, and then okay. Let's see. Okay, that works. So this is my LIK leg handle, something like that. Okay, I'm going to put IK under as like my extension for this one. And I need to do this for the entire thing. So I'm going to go ahead. I know that I got to create skeleton, create IK handle. I need to go from, so I went from the hip to the ankle. Now I'm going from the ankle to the ball toe, and then the ball toe to here. So this is going to be L, ball, toe, handle, IK. And this is just going to be the toe. Okay, I need to do that to both sides. And go ahead and rename each one. Okay. So you should have a bunch of handles just like so. Rename them accordingly. And now, an even trickier part, what I recommend doing is isolating these objects, because we just need the IK handle. So this, it's very confusing, but this gets parented to the left reverse ankle. This gets parented to the left reverse ball toe. And this one gets parented to the left toe. Okay. And do the same thing over here. This will get parented to the here. It's easiest if you isolate it, because then you won't accidentally select the other set of joints. It must be parented to the reversed foot joints. And there we go. So now those should all be good. Now that we have that all set to go, we should be able to just move this around, and it works very well. So if I were to grab this now from here, you'll notice his knees bend out, which is excellent. So his feet are staying planted. And yeah, so we've gone ahead, and now I need to duplicate this final thing here. So exactly the same way I duplicate everything. Hold D and X, snap this to the center, duplicate it, scale at -1, rename it R foot control, so you don't have to retype all of that information, and modify, freeze transformations on both, and modify center pivot on both. So there we go. Now what we have here is we need to get this foot to control everything. So one of the first things we're going to do is we can take these joints and parent it here. Take this joint, parent it here. And now, when I move this around, it should move the entire leg accordingly, and it does. Alright, so the last thing is to set this up is we need to connect the controllers. So in order to do that, we need to open up something called our connection editor. So right now it's located under Windows, general animation. Where are you? Where is my connection editor? Here it is. Under general editors, connection editor. I thought they had put it somewhere else. 2016's been placing things in all different areas in the software. Anyway, so what we've got here is our left foot control. We want to be on the left, and that's going to be like our driver for everything else on here. So I'm going to reload right, and I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I select the reverse foot heel joint. So under my heel raise, this will go to rotate, and I'm gonna guess Z, but not positive. You rotate Z. So heel raise is connected to that rotate Z. So now if I select here, heel raise should work, and it does. Heel pivot will be under rotate Y. Heel pivot, you'll notice the heel pivots. For our ball raise, go ahead, make sure you select the right one. Reload right, ball raise, rotate, should be Z. Let's go ahead and check it. Perfect. And the bank will do last, so we don't have to worry about the bank right now. Under toe raise, we need to make sure that we select the toe. Reload right, rotate, toe raise, rotate Z, and toe pivot, we rotate Y. So go ahead and check those. Perfect. And toe pivot. Perfect. All right. So now we got to do the same thing to the other side. Reload left. And reload right for the heel. I'm going to start with the heel. Heel raise, rotate Z, heel pivot, rotate Y. Reload right for the ball toe. Make sure you select it though. Reload right, rotate, ball raise Z. And for the toe, reload right, rotate, toe raise Z, and toe pivot is rotate Y. And close, and now check those. Okay, that works. Heel raise, that works. Heel pivot, that works. Haven't done the bank yet. Toe raise, that works. Toe pivot, that works. So all the controllers up to this point are working just fine. We've got two more we're going to add, which is actually kind of complicated. So I'm going to save that one for next time. Thanks for watching.